Well, here we are, the 1K Q&A. This has been planned for quite some time, since I even started this YouTube channel back in 2021. And I just want to say a massive thank you for all your support over the last 2 years. It's been absolutely incredible, and it's been a dream for me to hit 1,000 subscribers. So make the most of this Q&A, because I might not do one of these ever again unless I hit 5 or 10k subs, which could happen in 5-10 years time, or it might never happen at all. So here we are, the 1K Q&A. Let's get started. So Liam K 1998, who's a Dulwich Hamlet supporter, asks, in your league, is there a team you say to yourself, I hope we don't have to go there again next season? For him, it's Concord Rangers. No, not really. I think at this level in non-league, you can't really go expecting much more the grounds that you visit away from home, and I certainly don't like to be disrespectful, so I can't put out any grounds that I do not want to go to again. Felix Houseman, a Hendon supporter, asks, your favourite away ground in the Southern League Prem? Quite easy really, that is Merthyr Tydfil. An amazing ground that, I mean, it's huge. It's got a memorial garden behind one stand. It's got an old school vibe to it. The acoustics are pretty good. Great food, great people. That wins by a country mile. Although second place would have to go to Dorchester's ground. I mean, that is lovely as well. Massive, mostly undercover. Great acoustics there as well. But yeah, it has to be Merthyr by a country mile. Luke is asking such an average question here. Why did you start your YouTube channel? Well, quite simply, about 12 years ago, I started YouTube. I did a FIFA 13 career mode series. I had over, I think it was over 500 subscribers. And unfortunately, that account, I got locked out of it. So I wanted to go back on that channel to do these vlogs, but I got locked out of it because I had my old phone linked with it. So I couldn't get back into that account. But the reason I wanted to do my non-league vlogs was because I used to watch a lot of EFL YouTube content creators. There was 4-0 written all over it, a Portsmouth content creator, and there's a few others as well. But I thought, yeah, there's a gap in non-league to do it. And even though there was a few in non-league, they're mostly up north in the Midlands. There are a few down south, but not many from this sort of area, this part of the country anyway. So I thought, yeah, I'd give it a go. Obviously starting off with Basingstoke Town, and yeah, the channel has just grown from strength to strength, and it's been great to see that progress. But I think whenever you do a YouTube channel, you've got to find a niche as much as you can, and you've got to enjoy it. That's the main thing. You've got to enjoy doing it. The idea has always been about highlights of the game, the atmosphere, and any funny moments, and possibly any fan predictions and that sort of thing. And hopefully the content will grow from strength to strength in the years ahead. That's my plan anyway. Ted's asking on Instagram, will Bracknell make the playoffs? No, I don't think so, truthfully. I think our season is done. Obviously, any players watching, keep fighting hard, keep fighting for that playoff spot. It is mathematically possible. However, we just have not had the consistency this season. We've been fantastic at home, very poor away, although that seems to have turned a little bit in the last couple of weeks. But I just don't think the consistency is there this season. Pre-season, we didn't think it was possible to make the playoffs of how he's playing. I mean, pre-season doesn't really count for me result-wise, but we sort of could tell early on that it was going to be a tough season. It certainly has been a tough season. So we go again next season. I say go for the playoffs again next year. Well, the title, obviously, go for the title. That's the main priority. But this year, I think we've just got to finish off on a high. I'd like to see us win all our remaining home games and try and get as many points on the board away from home as possible. And then it'll be at the end of the season, we will see if we make the playoffs or not. Scott McNeish asks, how did you come to the conclusion that you thought Slough would be relegated this year? Quite simply, obviously I've not watched any Slough Town games apart from when Bracknell went there in pre-season, but I go by the league table. Start the season, Slough were in that relegation zone and just flirting with it at times. So I thought, yeah, Slough looked like they were down for the drop. But fair play to them. They've turned the tide massively. They're now looking for a playoff spot. They beat Torquay United away. So they've had some great results on a great run of form, great home form as well. And it would be amazing to see a club like the Rebels, you know, make the National League playing Step 1 football. That would be absolutely amazing. And I would like to wish them the best of luck. And Arbor Park as well. That is a lovely little gaff. Fellow YouTuber Hiccup is asking, do you plan to expand the content? Yes and no. I mean, I am very time restricted, really. I work full-time Monday to Friday, 9 to 6. So what time I have to edit videos is quite limited. At the moment, I'm struggling to get these videos done to the standard they're made at these days, and also spend time doing other things I love doing. So it is a bit hard for me. Obviously, as the channel grows, I hope to make the content better, whether that's improve on the vlogs, doing more fan interviews, maybe player interviews, just generally making the videos better. And also I'd love to do other types of football content on the channel. I want to do more Football Manager stuff, live streams, bring back non-league on Sunday maybe, but again, that is unfortunately time restrictive for me. I just do not have the time to do it. If I did, then trust me, that content would be out there alongside the vlogs, but at the moment, realistically, it's just the vlogs for me. Anything else is just a bonus that I can do on the spot. But yeah, in the future, who knows, maybe one day we'll see not just an improvement on the current vlogs, but hopefully we go into other types of non-league content as well. And now we have a question from Winchester City superfan Adam Bestwick. Favourite chant you've heard from watching non-league? There are so many non-league chants that I love hearing, and I even join in with a lot of the time. There's been so many bantery ones that you would have seen on the channel. My favourite for me has to be the Didcot keeper when he came to our ground at the start of the season, our first home league game, and we were chanting, he's got a squirrel on his head. Yeah, it just flew off the tongue for me, and I think he found it funniest as well, their keeper, and fair play to him for that. I mean, goalkeeper banter especially is my favourite, but also as well the your shit, that's got to be a favourite of mine as well. I mean, pretty generic that, but any sort of banter with goalkeepers I particularly love. People know on the channel that I love bantering with goalkeepers. It's just a thing, I just love doing it. At user FM7SN7YL5K. Yes, I read that all out, that username on YouTube, asks, will Winchester catch the Robins? Yes, it is possible. I've said it before, Winchester are punching above their weight with Craig Davis. Very small budget, but fantastic club, but they deserve all the success they're getting at the moment on the pitch. I mean, last season, their plan was just to stay up. This season, hopefully go as high as mid-table. They're doing that, better than that, actually. And maybe next year they go for the playoffs. But yeah, if Winchester win a few more games and Bracknell lose some games, then it is possible Winchester will overtake Bracknell. The Farnham Foghorn on Twitter is asking, if Farnham played Bracknell right now, who would win? Be honest. Well, I haven't got a clear definitive answer for you, but I certainly do not think it would be a draw, because our record this season at Bracknell, we never draw. It's always a win or defeat. So it depends on how we are on the day. I mean, if we're playing bad, we get battered by Farnham, but if we're playing well, we will batter Farnham. That's just the way it goes at Bracknell this season. But we are talking obviously next season now. It's not possible for the two teams to meet this season. Next season could be completely different, obviously. Farnham, I'm sure, will be at step 4, and I'm sure we'll be at step 3 again. So we could meet in the FA Trophy or FA Cup next season, which would be amazing. I'd love to play away at the Memorial Ground, but I think it would go either way. I certainly don't think it'd be a draw. Gary Frith wants to know, should transfers be limited to certain times of the year, and should the 7-day approach be scrapped? Well, I didn't know a 7-day approach even existed. I don't know what that exactly entails or what it means, but at the end of the day, I think step 3 and below, I don't believe many players on contracts. Could be completely wrong. So there's no issues for me regarding player movements, because they're not tied into anything contractually. So I'm sure players and teams can do what they please, really, if most of their players aren't on contracts. If they are, then yeah, obviously there should be like a transfer window or time that they can do it, but yeah, they should be limited if it's a transfer in terms of contracts. But the question regarding the 7-day approach, I'm not exactly sure how that will work, so I can't really possibly comment on that one. And the last question from regular viewer Ballum69 asks, how many football shirts do you have? Some people like to collect a few. Yes, well, that is something that I would love to get into. First problem there is money. Obviously, there's a lot of money involved with that. If you want to become a football shirt collector, you've got to have a lot of money, and you've got to have the time to, say, look at them, maybe wear them, admire them. I don't have the time to do that. I've got the money to do that. But to answer your question, all I've got is 2 Bracknell shirts and 2 Portsmouth shirts from a couple of years ago. So yeah, I haven't got very many. But the other issue as well is I'd want to wear them, and if I was to go around a town centre wearing a Fleet Town shirt, that wouldn't bode very well for the channel, or be a very good look for the channel, would it? So yeah, it'd be a bit bizarre, that. But also they'd just sort of sit there, wouldn't they, gathering dust maybe in the wardrobe, and I'd have to get them out once a month just to look at them and admire them, which is fine, but I personally haven't got the time to do that. So yeah, that answers that question. So thank you for all your questions. Maybe one day in the future I'll do this again, but that won't be until at least 5k subscribers, something like that. So it could happen in the year's time, could be 5 years time, it might never happen, who knows. But as always, thank you guys for your support. It really does mean a lot to me, and I'm sure we will get to 2k sooner rather than later. But it's a lot of hard work doing YouTube, let me tell you that. Doing YouTube is a lot of money and time and effort, and it does drain you a lot, physically and mentally. I mean, it really does. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys very soon.